Hey everybody, it's John here from Do Reptiles, and today we're going to be talking about reasons why reptiles shed their skins and other interesting facts about reptile shed. So today in this video we're going to be talking about why reptiles shed their skin and other just interesting facts about it. Everybody knows that one of the many interesting things about reptiles is that they shed their skin. It's different from mammals and humans and things of that sort, which are mammals, where our skin grows with us. While reptiles, they need to shed their skin in order to keep growing. So in today's video, we're going to talk about some of the reasons why reptiles shed their skin and other interesting facts about their shed. So reason number one of a reptile shedding their skin is what I mentioned in the beginning, is growth. Reptiles, when they grow, they need to shed their skin in order to make room for their growing bodies. Unlike humans and other mammals, our skin grows with us as we age, but reptiles are different. So when they're growing, especially as babies, they'll shed more often as they're growing at a more rapid rate. As they're growing at a more rapid rate, and also when they're getting to a older age, they will shed less, and this is because they're hitting their max size and the max weight. Now they will get bigger, they will still shed, and a good way to help this, especially for baby snakes or baby reptiles, whatever it may be, is to provide them a little more humidity. This humidity will help soften the scales or soften the skin, whatever you want to call it, and it will allow them to easily shed. If you're not providing enough humidity or whatever, then the shed could get stuck shed. For snakes, it can be on their tail, the side of their bodies, their eyes, their nostrils, and then things like lizards, geckos, bearded dragons, whatever you want to say, they can affect and also cut off circulation to their limbs, their fingers, their tails, and that can cause infections. So we want to do at all costs to try to avoid that. So provide some type of humidity, especially for things like bearded dragons, leopard geckos. It's usually the most common one where they're losing fingers. Just give them a humid hide or something, or just mist when they're going in the shed, so it kind of helps them get all that off. And also to provide rough surfaces, things like rocks or cork, and they'll rub their head or their fingers and their body. They'll rub their fingers or their body against that, and that will help them kind of just scrape off the excess shed. Now, another reason, so reason number two of why reptiles shed is because of parasites. So a lot of snake species, especially when they get mites, mites are basically like reptile fleas. They suck, they can kill your animal, but the reptile will shed a lot. We used to have a corn snake, and it was a surrender that we got, and we came with mites, and it was shedding every week, every 2 weeks. And this is to try to remove parasites. So if you're seeing a constant shedding process that's a lot more rapid than normal, then definitely look into some treatments and try to figure out if there's any parasites or mites. When they get to their max size, they should not be shedding every week, every 2 weeks. It should be every few months at that. When they're babies, still, if you're seeing rapid shedding, it's usually caused by them growing so fast, but still just make sure if you see them soaking in their water bowl a lot, that could be a big thing of mites. Reptiles, when they're getting mites, they're smart enough to understand they need to get rid of them because they're bothering, so they'll soak their bodies, they'll shed excessively, but still find ways to treat this because you don't want to kill your animal. And a third reason why reptiles shed their skin is due to just overall skin health, or keeping their bodies healthy. So a lot of times when reptiles in the wild especially are trying to hide, trying to get prey, squeezing into small areas, they can scrape their bodies, get abrasions, cuts, and so they will shed over time to kind of help heal this process. Every time they shed, their skin heals itself, kind of like humans with scabs. So this will allow them to kind of help with their shedding process. So also, if in captivity, for reptiles, or in the wild also, if they have scale rot, which is rotting scales, once the treatment is started and they find more humid areas, they will start to kind of shed a little bit more often, just to help with this. And what this does, of course, is help them heal their bodies. Again, they're not stupid for the most part. They're not the smartest, but not the dumbest. But so they understand, or their body at least understands the healing process and what's needed to do this. Their skin doesn't grow like with a human, So it takes them to shed their whole body in order to help heal heal the whole body basically, even if it's like a little cut. Now we're gonna get into some things that you don't, or you might not have known about the snake or reptile shed. So when reptiles are babies, we're gonna just start off, they usually, it's more of geckos and lizards. Once they hatch, they will have their first shed, and a lot of these species will eat their first shed, and this provides nutrients. It's a good startup boost. If I see some breeders, they help the reptile take off their shed and they kind of throw it away. It's usually not a good idea. Let them shed, let them eat it, let them handle it themselves. Now if they have stuck shed at the end, definitely, help like rub it off a little bit, but you want to give them that, extra nutrients so they can promote healthy growth. A lot of geckos that I've seen that don't have that first shed and like they eat it, then they usually are a little bit smaller, but so it's good, just something to provide to them as like a natural behavior. Isopods all eat decaying matter. So if you're having reptile shed, we do it a lot for our snakes, for our like breeding cultures. If we can find it in time, a lot of times the snakes, their isopods eat the shed, but isopods love snake shed. They go crazy about it, springtails as well. So if you get some snake shed, lizard shed, you can throw it inside the tub, or you can just wait for the isopods in your current enclosure to eat it. They'll usually get rid of it. Our 8-foot boa constrictor has a bioactive enclosure, and the isopods will devour it within a couple days. So if we want a good shed to take to our expos and show people like what a snake shed looks like, we have to take it out and like immediately when we find it. Now I'm gonna give you all one more fact about just snakes when they're shedding. So when a snake sheds, lizards too, their vision is usually somewhat kind of not the greatest, so they can be a little more timid and a little more afraid. This will also affect their eating habits. And a lot of times when we have snakes shed, we don't feed them right away just because they are usually stressed out. Shedding is a stressful process as well. It kind of limits what they can do in a way because they are, their new skin is still going to be fresh, and they're limiting their senses as such as like their vision. So when a snake or reptile is going into shed, or lizard, whatever you want to call it, just make sure you kind of leave it alone, provide it with more humidity to help with this process, and just wait until the whole process is done before you attempt to feed or do deep cleanings or take it out. This can greatly affect like how stressful your animal will be during this process, so we want to limit that at all costs. But that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Check out other social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You're on YouTube already. Check out Morph Market if you're interested in animals. We're working on a lot of different projects now. And also, we are doing substrates now. We have our own Sahara substrate, flora and fauna, and also species for snakes. So our Firma. If you want to check that out, definitely hit us up on our social medias, or you can contact us with the information link in our bio. And we are making videos more about bioactive builds to kind of show you all the process and also how we do it. And we have more stuff to offer as well, apart from plants, isopods. We have Repashy wholesale vendors now, so hit us up for your Repashy food. But again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.